And there are a couple reasons why this is maybe preferable, at least right now. And one of the reasons is this off-target effects. If you, as an adult, or when you turn 18, you will be able to consent to do things medically for yourself. If you are a child, if you are an embryo, you don't have that same ability to consent. And so, as an adult, you can say, yes, I'm willing to try this treatment, but here are the possible consequences. One of which is that I told you that guide RNA and that nuclease, they only work together and they only cut specifically at one spot. That's mostly true. But biology is not perfect. Biology has never been perfect. And so we're finding now that there can be cuts other places in the genome besides exactly where you want. Now, that doesn't mean that that DNA all falls apart or that anything happens. It just means that it sometimes doesn't get repaired perfectly. And instead of causing just the mutation that you want, you also cause some other ones throughout the genome as well. And we don't have a good way to tell whether that's happened right now. You have 3 billion nucleotides inside each single cell. And you have billions of cells inside your body. Knowing whether the 3 billion nucleotides in one of those billions of cells inside your body is different from all the other ones is a really hard problem in science right now. We just don't have the right technology to be able to do it well. So we still, as scientists, don't have a great way to say how many errors there are. There are some groups that say it's really, really good, and you barely get any off-target mutations, and there are other groups that say, no, you guys weren't looking at it right. We're getting lots of off-target mutations. So there's a controversy right now in the field as to how much this happens, but we know it happens some. And some is a little bit too much if you're trying to cure one disease by making another disease. So this is a concern. Especially when you're talking about babies, embryonic cells, making sure that all those cells have that mutation. If you're trying to fix a problem that starts from a single sperm and a single egg come together, you want to make sure that every cell out of them has that mutation. And right now, that's one of those concerns for those Chinese babies that were made using CRISPR technology, is that they don't think that every single cell in their bodies actually got mutated. That the process didn't happen fast enough at that one cell stage, and that only maybe half their cells happened. So these are concerns for when you're talking about starting from a single cell and going to a full organism. This is also a concern if you're talking about a person for you. If you're trying to cure every blood cell, you want to make sure that you get rid of all the ones that have that mutation that are a problem and only have the ones that you fixed. So this is a problem across the board, is making sure that you get rid of all the bad stuff and keep the good stuff. And then the last part that we're just going to touch on are some of these ethical issues. When I ask you why you'd want to make a specific mutation, the obvious answer is to cure a disease. But I can think of other reasons. Maybe I want to be a little bit smarter. Maybe I want to have blue eyes. Maybe I want to have brown eyes. Maybe I want to have those half and half eyes. We have the ability to technically do some of these things. And when does it go from being medically necessary to being cosmetic? Where do you draw that line as far as what mutations are necessary and what mutations are, maybe that would be good. Maybe good if we were all a little bit smarter. But then, do you do that to everybody? Some people don't want that. So you start asking a lot of questions as far as what mutations you want to make and how safe they are and those types of things. And it gets into an issue as far as people who can afford it and who can't afford it for a lot of these types of things. So when we're thinking about CRISPR as being this brand new revolution, just know that there are a couple of pieces of baggage that come along with it. So we're not quite on the revolution of changing your baby X-Men yet. Maybe a couple generations down the road. Any questions about CRISPR? All right.